Hello and welcome to another Imperator Dev Diary on this beautiful 3rd of September day. Wait. Goddammit, Arheo. Anyway. Some of the new event images shown below are tied to the Magna content pack. That is the one that you're going to have to pay for if you want it. I guess just to prevent people from being misled. Yeah, fine, whatever. Salvet omnes. For the first part of today's Dev Diary, I'll hand over to Chopmist for a look at some new missions, out of which I'll be introducing the deification system. That's the meaty bit that I want. It's that time again, Archons, and this week we're going to be looking at the 4 mission trees. Sorry, the last 4. Oh, okay, fair enough. Last 4. Okay, so this is all we're getting. Let's see. Let's hope that they're for good nations, which, unlike the Athenian, Spartan, and Syracuse missions, will be available for free in the 1.4 Archimedes patch. Oh, that's nice. Minor tags, well, I say that it's nice, but at the same time, that sort of makes me feel like the Magna Graecia content pack doesn't really have enough for people. Like, this is what I was worried about in the last Dev Diary video that I made. There are people who, even if they like the game, even if they love the game, don't like mission systems. And then you've got a subset of your audience that is very much in favor of the game and playing the game actively, but at the same time not really engaged to buy the DLCs. And that's a worrying sign, honestly. Anyway, the minor tags are the Greek regions of the Western Mediterranean, Magna Graecia, Greece, and the Black Sea will get a single tree to each to give them some historical opportunities and flavour. These trees are partly dynamic, changing some objectives and bonuses depending on the location and nature of the tag you play as. For example, Massalia and Emporion will not have completely identical objectives in the Far From Home tree, but they will be broadly the same. Okay, this is a nice way of doing it, I think. Let's take a closer look at each of the 4 mission trees and some of their related events. Okay, so the Panhellenic government. Should this not have been like an Athenian thing? Oh well. First things first, the minor tag as the Greek motherland will have access to this tree, guiding them towards uniting the Greek city-states under a singular government for the first time. This tree will be slightly different depending on whether you're playing as an oligarchic republic, monarchy, or one of the other republic types, though the latter are a bit rarer in Greece. I can't think of any that aren't oligarchic republic just off the top of my head, but you know, I'm sure I could find some if I looked hard enough. Reflecting the different attitudes to government. Below we can see the trees as it appears for the oligarchic Argos. So we got Hegemon of the Hellenes, we could do Liberate City, Hellenic Liberator, Approaching Kindred, Restoring the Oligarchy, we've got Laconian Designs, Great Cities, Panhellenic Levies, Inspiring Hellene, Striking at Macedon. Rude. Facilocracy, the Argive Empire, and Panhellenic Capital. So as an oligarchy or monarchy, you'll be following the Spartan strategy of dominating Greece through garrisons and feudatories, while a democratic republic will attempt to foster a common cause through tributaries and allies. So yeah, the Spartan strategy is better because because feudatories are absolutely broken strong. Hegemon of the Hellenes, oligarchic efforts. Athenodorus has surfaced as the greatest proponent of oligarchy, and volunteers his efforts to advancing our cause. He will do his best to bend the ear of our neighbours and rivals, stoking dreams of a united Greece. So all oligarchies and monarchies gain 25 opinion of Argos, small chance that Hellenic nations may be persuaded to change government or become our feudatory in the future. Small chance, almost impossible then, you probably get 1 or 2. The main aim of the tree is to acquire enough land and subjects in Greece, diplomatically or violently, to be able to declare yourself the natural leader of the Greece. Natural leader of the Greece. The Greece. It's not just Greece, it's the Greece. They're taking a leaf out of the French playbook, aren't they? It's not France, it's La France. The France. It's not a France, it's the France. Whatever, let's go. Upon which your feudatories will be annexed if you are an offish oligarchy, or your tributaries turned into feudatories if you are a dastardly democracy. Oh, that's actually quite cool, actually. Turning tributaries into feudatories. I mean, like I said, feudatories broken good. So yeah, being able to turn useless into broken, strong, useful. Very good thing. The Argive Empire, leader of Hellas. At last, all of Greece is united under Argive leadership, from the island of Kythera to the plains of Thessaly. The government has gathered to celebrate this momentous occasion and decide how the Hellenic world is to be governed. So, it must be truly united if we are to prosper, or the old tribes will govern themselves under our leadership. All Greek subjects in the area of Thessaly and region of Greece, excluding the areas of Crete and Epirus, will be annexed by Argos when the task is complete. You'll suffer 25 years of increased global unrest, and that is for Greece must be truly united. I guess this one is lots of feudatorying, which I think is a good idea, because feudatories are really good. Alternatively, you can decide to allow how each of the historic regions of Greece to govern themselves as loyal feudatories of the central government in your capital area. This provides players who enjoy different playstyles and vassal swarms with an option besides eat everything. So we've got Laconia, Achaia, Hellenic League, Attica, Euboea. Yes, I was right. Euboea is going to become its own area, its own province in the game. At the moment, it is a sort of part of Hellas, which is like Attica, and then Boeotia is its own area here, but now it looks to be the case that it is its own province now, which is good. I like that. It's a good thing. Yeah, this provides players who enjoy different playstyles and vassal swarms with an option to decide to eat everything. Lovely. Regardless of your government, you'll have opportunities to take revenge on Macedon, from liberating and perhaps releasing a single territory to removing the Diadochi from Greece altogether. Finally, you can send a message to the barbarian kings by sacking the Argead palace at Aegae, ruffling some feathers in the process. So our men excitedly advance on the ancient palace complex of the Argead dynasty. Is it that ancient? Is it really that ancient? I mean, it was Alexander the Great's, great-great-great-great-grandfather that built the palace. Like, it wasn't ancient. It was only, a couple of 100 years. A little bit more, maybe. When the Argead dynasty were, I think it was Perdiccas, set up shop in Pella and Aegae. So yeah, I don't know if ancient is really the word for it, honestly. With this symbolic gesture, we've shown the Hellenic world that the time of the savage Macedonian kings is over, and Argos is the undisputed master of Greece. Where are Ceressus now? So striking Macedon's been completed. You get 126 ducats, which is kind of worthless, honestly. Get 50 opinion of Argos, all Hellenic countries, good lord. And then the Diadochi lose 50 opinion, Macedon loses 50 opinion. I mean, in fairness, if you're burning the palace of Alexander the Great, I would say Macedon should have a negative 200 opinion, and Diadochi like negative 150 or something. Like that's a bit of an insult. Little bit of an insult. Now, hospitable sea. Next up, look at the tree for the colonies of the Pontus Euxionos, or Black Sea, from the point of view of Olbia. So we've got barbarian bartering, Scythoi security. We've got Crack the Chersonesos, Hellenic reclamation, Argonaut haven, our sea. That's like not Magna Graecia. That's a different thing entirely. Mare Nostrum, our sea. Euxine patrols going into Master of the Pirates, Shepherd Corsairs, and root out piracy. We've got Meotic ambition, approach colony, and then secure the Ox Passage. Depending on your location and territories, when the mission is selected, you'll be tasked with conquering 4 territories in a part of the Black Sea. In this case, the Chersonesus, or peninsula today known as Crimea. So, crack the Chersonesus. Something like that. Our recent expansion into new areas of the Pontus Euxinus has massively increased our ability to control the northern trade routes, just as Panhellenic hoped. The old colonies of Chersonesus are among the richest in the entire region and are sure to bring us great wealth. So, province of Taurica is new markets. Yeah, fair enough. Is that forever, or is like until this happens? Or is it, this happens until then? It's not very clear which way it goes. Okay. The driving force of your expansion will be randomly selected family whose interests may align perfectly or contradict your own at certain times. For example, you may grant them holdings in a reclaimed Hellenic trading post, upsetting the original colonizers, or release the city as a feudatory and upset the greedy Dominus. So, Hellenic reclamation of Pitius. With the acquisition of Pitius, the Hiketicid, family has sprung up at the opportunity to increase its property portfolio. While they played a large part in encouraging expansion and ambition in the Pontus Euxinus, others have suggested we give the city its old autonomy. So if you give it to them, owe it to the Panhellenic, they all lose opinion and that's it. I don't care about opinion, so sure. Cnidos loses opinion. Halicarnassus. But where is Pitius? Because I'm going to have to look for that. Let's just do that for now. Because these guys are all in like Ionia. I don't remember where Pitius actually is. Let's have a look. Find. Could I not find? Right, just play there. Find Pitius. So if you take this hill settlement with 5 pops, very much not Greek. It's Colchian Aramaic. If you take Pitius, then Halicarnassus, Cnidos, and Miletus will not like you. I'm sorry, but if you are these people, it's really not up to you. Go enjoy being a feudatory of Phrygia, Cnidos. Actually, I think you are. Yeah, you are. So Halicarnassus is free, though. Yeah, a bit odd. Let's say it's a bit odd. Oh, it's Ionia, actually, but still very close to the same region. Miletus is there, anyway. Ultimately, once you've established a dominant position in the Black Sea, the pirates will need to be dealt with, and can either be recruited into your ranks granting naval and mercenary boons, purged completely providing a permanent tax boon, or encouraged to go and bother people somewhere else. So we get a large influx of ne'er-do-wells, and brigands have descended on our ports, establishing themselves in local area and basing their fleets here. It seems the rising power of Olbia has paid many of them to move from the Pontus Euxinus to other waters, and they found ours suitable. So Ephesus gets Pirate Haven, which I honestly don't think is too bad. Just saying, don't mind Pirate Havens, they're pretty good. Now we've got Greater Greece. This tree will be available to Italiate minor tanks in Italy, and will task them with uniting the squabbling cities of Magna Graecia before they fall to Italic barbarians. Once again, there will be different objective and rewards depending on your tag. Here's what the tree will look like for Taras, perhaps better known by its Latin name Tarentum. And so it's all the Italiate minor tags. Okay. So we've got requesting aid, probably from the Romans, let's be fair. Inspiring the populace, Italiate renovations, mercenary alliance, Tarentine resurgence, disparate traditions. We got Hellenic vengeance, Italiate League, the metropolitan relations going into end tyrants, Megale Hellas, liberated Italiates, rival the motherland, and Greek Italia. Very nice. As victims of years of infighting and the rise of unified Italic powers inland, you must try to unite the Italiate cities under your banner while encouraging the redevelopment of your ailing cities and small Hellenic populations. Now, we've got strange times. The Greek world has watched the spiraling Diadochi conflicts with trepidation, and now Syracuse has revealed its Alexandrine pretensions. Encouraged by Archon, that person, has grown increasingly passionate about Tarentine survival and sees themselves as the rallying figure for a new age of Tarentum. So you get some popularity and some charisma. Okay, depending on the history of your city and who originally founded it, you have some unique choices when it comes to deciding on a permanent focus for your nation. I hope this ends in a, this Greek Italia ends with a tag change, because those are always nice. Alright, we've got here, a great debate has been sparked, with all sides arguing the future of the nation relies on a different path. Our city is known, and quite rightfully, for the skirmish and cavalry tactics we pioneered, and which we have adopted across the Hellenic world. Some point to our heritage as colonists of Sparta, and encourage the adoption of rigorous training techniques and military perfection. So our famed cavalry must be our focus, we've got philosophy and learning should be our strength, encouraged. Sea is our strength, or we should return to our roots, giving... Ooh, that is pretty sexy. Discipline and heavy infantry morale, hell yeah. Probably the cavalry one is going to be just as good. Steps can also be made to rekindle good relations with your mother city, and perhaps even gain an alliance in the process. I've got maternal affection. I guess this is one if you return to your roots. Our envoys have returned from Sparta with news of their response to our supplications. They report that Sparta sent us a gift in kind, including some settlers eager to start a new life in Italia. But there was not the outpouring of friendship we might have hoped for. So you get a couple of ducats, you get a freeman, and some opinion. It's okay. Ooh, that is a nice flag. I wonder whose that is. Your first goal to be form the Italiate League. It's probably that. Rebuilding the Federation of old, but with a more unified leadership before claiming the command of all Magna Graecia. There's also a chance that other Italiate cities will freely acquiesce to your leadership, depending on your relative strength and the threat of neighbouring non-Greek states. So we've succeeded in establishing the Italiate League, though in a far more unified version than has ever existed. With this step, we can lay our claim to the leadership of all Italiate Greeks, and thus all of Magna Graecia. That's a quite nice flag, actually. It's like a three-headed snake. That's pretty cool. If times are hard, you may enlist the support of a Greek power who will decide whether to assist you, representing the common calls to arms that Italiate cities sent to Greece. So Pyrrhus, Aeacidae will come and help you. Pyrrhus of Epirus. Our envoys have returned from Epirus with a response from Basilius Pyrrhus. He agreed to aid us, sending soldiers, funds, and agreeing to an alliance which will deter further aggressors. So you get some units, some pretty trash units, let's be fair. You get a little bit of money and you get some opinion. And an alliance, which is probably the most valuable part of this. It's far from home, the last one. Last but not least, we have the Massalian colonies of Gaul and Hispania, who could attempt to unify the old Phocian colonies and counter the growth of their old rival Carthage. Here's the tree from the point of view of Massalia. So we've got Phocian hub, the Pillars of Heracles, that's the Straits of Gibraltar. Backs to the land, Massaliot coast, trading bloc, barbarian bartering, whatever. Hellenic reclamation, reclaiming Alalia, Mediterranean patrols, we've got Phocian League, resurgent Phocia, approach Phocian colony, aggressive markets, Olysispian ambition, and Phocian revenge. The tags of this tree, being in a situation similar to that of the Euxine colonies, isolated trading posts along a long-disputed coastline, shares some of their opportunities, but have plenty of their own to be getting along with. As in the hospitable sea tree, a single family will emerge as the proponents of expansion and aggression. So this time we've got the Caphesisorids. Nailed it. Hellenic fortunes in the west have waned, with more and more colonies falling to local tribes and Punic competition. In this climate of gloom, Markartartos, Caphesriotid, whatever, has taken to the fore as an advocate of a bold new age of expansion that will safeguard our city and reverse our luck. So you get some aggressive expansion, decrease, and some popularity. Okay. Retaking the lost Phocian city of Alalia in Corsica will please your Massalian brothers and grant boons to assimilation and happiness across the country. As an aside, this tree is also available to Elia, as well as Greater Greece, as the remnants of the Alalian settlers who fled after the Battle of Alalia. Elia. I don't know who Elia is, but the city they're talking about is this, Alalia here. But who is Elia? Elia. That is you. Okay. So you were the people from here that ran to here. Is your culture Alalian or something? No, it's Italiate. Italiate Hellenic. Maybe it should be Alalian. Just saying. So, reclaiming Alalia. The dastardly attack by the Etrurian and Punic barbarians on our ancient Corsican colony has finally been reversed in a just act of vengeance. This colony will once again be an important Massalian center. So, for, I guess that's probably 20 years. We've got primary culture happiness and pop assimilation speed. I guess just to make Alalia a place for you that's not going to rebel. It's going to be your own culture kind of thing. Get it integrated as fast as possible. Once leadership of Massalian colonies has been established and your status as a major trading power is secure, you may look to forming a Phocian League, uniting the Massalian colonies under your leadership. That is a beautiful flag. I do like that. I'm assuming that's Snow Crystal again. He's really been outdoing himself with the flags. We have, after many trials and much toil, united the Phocian diaspora. Is it Phocian? I don't know. Which was set adrift by the Persian barbarians so long ago, and in the process established a Hellenic mercantile empire in the western Mediterranean. Our people rejoice, as do Massalians everywhere, to be so blessed by the gods. The ills of the past are made easier by tykes, reeks, and gifts. Now our leader Archon Krataros is being affectionately referred to as Omagiros, the Uniter. You get the nickname. Maybe that should give you, Omagirios dynasty, if you're a kingdom. Just saying. But yeah, we get a couple of people joining. Claim on all Phocian colonies. Cool. Finally, as an optional objective for the ambitious reconqueror, you may retake the ruins of Phocaea in Ionia and refound it. Okay. So where is that? It's in Ionia, okay. As an addendum, here's a new map of Greece where the following tags have been added. Elatia, Delphi, the prophetess of Delphi tells you to go fuck yourself too. That one was for Jack. Amphisa, Oreos, Opus Dime, Pelen, Tegea, and Hermione. So yeah, lots and lots of new tags to be playing around with. I assume Delphi is going to have a religious government, like a theocratic republic. Is that a thing? It might be a thing. Should be a thing. But yeah, that might be that. Alright, fair enough. Now, we go on to ruler deification. But again, I just want to say, I do think this is a good mission tree. I really do. I think this is fantastic. I kind of also maybe think that this is better than the mission trees that are in the paid patch. I mean, honestly, mission trees that are not specific to one country only, as is the case with, Athens, Sparta, Syracuse. I mean, they're really good. These countries should have their own specific ones as well, of course. And yeah, maybe they should be paid for. But at the same time, you generally don't replay countries, or you wait until there's a big update before you replay a country. And when that is the case, you're adding something that's only really going to be used once. Whereas if you've got, for example, this Far From Home tree, you can play it as Emporion and you can play it as Massalia. They are similar, but they are not identical. They'll lead you to the same place, but by a different path. And I think that's probably a really good thing. As well with the Greek states in the Black Sea. You've got Olbia, you've got Bosporan Kingdom, you've got Chernasessus, you've got, is it Tithia is one? No, Tyrus is the one I'm thinking of. You've got Phasis as well. These are all Greek states that are all going to have a new mission tree. And I think that's kind of a good thing. Like, they may share the same tree, but they're going to be still very different playthroughs. Like, the tree isn't going to railroad you into a certain path. And yes, like I said, this having individual trees for Athens, Sparta, Syracuse, that's a bloody good thing. I really do think it is a good thing. But at the same time, you've given 3 individual mission trees in the paid patch. And I just don't know if that's enough for people. I mean, I know that they've probably spent a ton of work on these trees. honestly mostly probably down to, the research gone in to finding what would fit. That is not a small job. The research is a huge part of it. So I'm not putting down the amount of work that's been put in to this DLC. I'm just thinking that the people who don't really like mission trees, they're gonna kind of get left out, and I don't know if that's really what you want to be doing. I think there's got to be a bit more new government mechanics, the diarchy for Sparta, some fresh republic type for Athens, a new tyrant government type. I don't know really what you do with that, but just something a bit more, a bit mechanical rather than just mission trees, if you know what I mean. And then, like I say, I'm just worried that it's not really enough. But yeah, oh well. Moving on, ruler deification. This is part of the free update part of Archimedes, so let's go into it. Now I'm going. Words. Now I'm back to give you a rundown of one of the additional features in Archimedes, and something that will be unlocked for owners of the Magna Graecia content pack. Okay, so there is more to Magna Graecia. That's actually. Alright, fuck it, take it all back. Well, probably don't take it all back. But yeah, having more for the paid part is probably a good thing. I know everyone likes shit for free. I get that. But at the same time, you need to make the DLC valuable enough for people to want to purchase it. And yeah, something, I don't know what the something is, but having more than just mission trees is important to, fulfill that particular role. Anyway, several diaries ago I hinted there might be a reason we were adding dead characters such as Alexander to the game, in order to represent such phenomena as the cult of Alexander that sprang up in Egypt around the start day of Imperator. Deified characters can take a place in your pantheon. Yes, very nice. I would love to deify my ruler after he's died. He's now, he's now a god. I want that a lot. So, the Kemetic pantheon of Egypt, we've got Alexander the Great Argead, the Hellenic deity of war, suitable, very suitable. Give morale of armies and monthly ruler popularity gain, makes sense. And he's got two bonuses. I'm not really sure what. No, these are the sacred doodly boppers. Yep, sacred doodly boppers. Not icons, they're like things to put in a shrine. I don't know, words escape me, but that's what these are, of course. So we've got some armor, probably the armor of Alexander, and probably not his foreskin. That's probably not actually a thing, Agamede. But anyway, we've also got Osiris giving monthly ruler popularity gain. I guess if you were to put a sacred artifact, that's it, these are artifacts. If you were to put a sacred artifact in the shrine of Abydos, something, then you would probably get this primary culture happiness, but right now it is not available, probably because there is nothing here. But yeah, we've got Osiris, we've also got Hathor giving civilization value and food. That's a lot of food, actually. That is a lot of food. That would be very useful. And we've got Ra giving more food and some slave output. So, very nice. And lots of little sacred artifacts as well. And then we've got some holy sites down here. Memphis, Heliopolis, Leontopolis, Alexandria, Alexander the Great. Argead, that's probably this. And that'd be how many things are in it. So Leontopolis has no sacred artifacts. This one's got 2, which we can see it's got 2 there. Memphis isn't one of them. But yeah, I think that's what that is. Okay. Lovely. The various countries will be able to embrace pre-scripted deified characters provided certain requirements are met. Deified characters are branched off a parent deity and inherit their bonuses, but benefit from being able to have their own holy site, as well as some interesting effects shown below. Characters with the deification tag will also be used to represent prophets or figures of interest in monotheistic faiths instead of deities. Oh, that's a interesting way of doing it, for sure. Okay. No, I like that. I think that's a really good way of getting around. Now, I need to be very careful with my phrasing here, because I was about to say something that may have been taken out of context, quite problematic. The issue of the Jewish faith not having gods. There we go, I'll go with that wording. Yeah, it's a good way of getting around that. It is a good way of getting around that. So we got Moses giving, he's a prophet of war, giving manpower recovery speed. You get 1 free provincial investment. Okay. Starting experience manpower as well there. We've got David Jesite, prophet of economy, giving citizen output, which I hope is fixed. And then giving also some national tax, I guess, if you have enough sacred artifacts. Although, at the same time, if you think about it, the sacred artifacts go at the top. Sacred artifacts are not here. So maybe the Jewish faith can't do sacred artifacts. I guess that makes sense when you think of them being very anti-iconoclastic. Was it not Moses that came down off the hill with the big stone tablet things, and all the people were making this big bronze bull statue, and he told them off? I'm pretty sure that's the story. I don't know. I don't remember. We got this fella. Don't know who this is, but it's owned by the Seleucids, which is rude. And then we've got Joseph. I'm guessing that is the Jesus' dad, Joseph. He's the Jewish prophet of fertility, which seems a little bit on the nose, considering he wasn't the dad. Am I right? I don't know. It might be not even this guy, but, that may be whatever. So we got some food, we've got some freedom happiness. Also, no, it definitely can't be Jesus' dad, because it's a bit too early for that, innit? So yeah, no, different Joseph. It's a different everyone calm down, it's a different Joseph. This is not this is not the Christian religion model, it is the Jewish one. It's completely different, don't worry about it. So yeah, we've also got Caleb Jephunnite, Samuel Elkanah something or other, Abraham Terahite. That might be Abraham, I don't know. And then Joseph Jacobite, and then someone else here as well. You can see that in addition to regular omen effects, all prophets or deified rulers will benefit from additional effect, depending on which deity they were based. Judaism begins with a set of prophets, each with their own effects. To counterbalance this, we're increasing the default omen duration for the Jewish religion. Religions with a monotheistic tag will be unable to embrace deities belonging to a different parent religion. So, beginning with a set of prophets is clearly a good thing. Otherwise, increasing the default omen duration would have changed, right? Because at the moment, increasing your omen duration, as omens are free, is just a straight up nerf. So I guess that is a counterbalance to this being a good thing. Alright. And then, for owners of the Magna Graecia Content Pack, nations with the correct government forms, non-theocratic republics are excluded, will be able to deify past or present rulers, provided a certain strict conditions are met and enough political influence is gathered. I do think that's a pretty good idea. Yeah. If you have Magna Graecia Content Pack, you can say, okay, this ruler of mine who died a long time ago, we will deify him. I'm okay with that. I think that's fair to put as a paid thing. I'm good with that. That's good. Like I said, it's not a massive boost. It's not like pay to win or anything. So, yeah, no, I'm okay with it. So, yeah, if you want to elevate Pyrrhus of Epirus to the role of God, he can be, the deity of culture, overtaking Zeus's place, giving popularity gain and aggressive expansion change. Nice, I like it. We've also got Heracles, the deity of war, giving war and culture, happiness and discipline. We got Zeus as a deity of culture, we've seen that. Hephaestus, military tech investment and fort maintenance cost, and then Cybele, is the Sibylline, deity of fertility. It's a foreign god that has been sort of taken in. It's pop growth and assimilation speed. I like that a lot. That is a fucking good... That's a really good god. Sibylline is going to be something I aim for, because pop assimilation speed, me likey very, very much. So yeah, Pessinus, that's this one here, is Cybele. We got Mylokume is Agdistis. Kadoi is Attis. Paphos is Aphrodite. And then something else is something else. Lovely. A deification will transfer the effects of the deity you choose to base your deified ruler onto the recipient, giving you a chance to create your own holy site for your own newly ascended kinsman. Every base deity will have an additional secret effect that will only be applied if the deity is a deified character. I like that. I like that a lot. Additionally, for owners of Magna Graecia, the Imperial Cult government type now requires a full set of deified rulers in your pantheon. This will set you back quite a bit, as the political influence cost for deifying a ruler increases in relation to how many similarly deified characters exist in your pantheon. Lovely. Also, what's the teaser? I want to know the teaser. Until next week, I'll leave you the small tantalizing teaser. Give it to me now! Tell you what, let's go to the top, turn on dev responses only, see if there's any new comments, and then maybe this will be done as well. Give me the teaser. Oh, fuck you. You can't just give me a bloody star. Okay, so this is your teaser, guys. It's a star. Damn it, Arhale. God damn it. Anyway. So, got the name thing... got the same thing on an early dev diary, maybe a Stellaris one. Probably to do with this. I love all this, although my greediness makes me wish for more. I guess the Greek cities in Asia Minor or further away will get their mission trees when it's time for them. I'd like to know, though, will the cities of Crete and the Aegean Islands have access to the Panhellenic mission, or will it be limited to the mainland factions? For now, this tree is unavailable to Cretan nations, but to any other miners that can take it in the Greece region. That's a bit... Crete should be able to take it. And that's it. That's your lot. That is your lot. Damn, it's actually the longest dev diary I've had in a very long time. So, yeah. I'd like to know what you guys think. My thoughts are relatively unchanged from before. I think I do like having mission trees. Having, this, deifying your ruler be only for people with the Magna Graecia content pack it is a small bonus. It is a small boost. It is some flavor that is not historical flavor, it's flavor from your own campaign. So I'm totally fine with that being a part of a content pack that you must pay for. I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. Are you, though? Are you all okay with that? Because, like I said, I am. And, like I say, you've got to have something. You can't... As much as people like free shit, it is wholly unrealistic to expect everything to now be free. Yes, Imperator had a bad launch. The launch was not very good. I personally think the game is a hell of a lot better now. And to say sorry for the launch being so weak as it was, that is why we got the Punic Wars content pack for Rome and Carthage for free. They can no longer do that. They can't continue giving away DLC for free. The game will stop getting updates if everything is given away, because there just won't be money coming in to pay the developers to make the DLC to add to the game. That's just not the way any of this works. So you've got to add something to the DLC. It can't be so unimportant that people pass over it. It can't be so polarizing like mission trees that people who don't like mission trees just won't bother. But adding something like this, I think that's definitely on the right track. But as I said, I'd love to know what you guys think, so please do leave your comments in the comment section below. I do take the time to read every comment that I get. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to respond to every one of them nowadays, but I do read them, so please do leave them there below. Yeah, if you want to keep up to date in all Imperator news, updates, all that kind of good stuff, subscribe button's right there. You can click it. It's pretty easy to do. Like button, all the YouTuber shit, I don't know. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.